Manchester derby, part of the heavyweight week of football, live only on Sky Sports. The Premier League on Sky Sport.
Hello, we are live. Welcome here to today's match preview of the big, massive Manchester derby between Manchester City and Manchester United tomorrow at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports tomorrow. So it's going to be a massive game. And as I said, we are doing a live preview today, something we did before for the Rostov game. Today, we're going to be doing it for an even bigger match. So we're going to be going over a couple of things. We're going to be talking about, is this today biggest game of the season? Is it a biggest season defining? We're also going to be talking about Anthony Martial's performance the other day. Does he deserve to start this game? We're going to be talking about, is Ibrahimovic a massive miss for Manchester United going forward in terms of getting that top four? We're going to be talking about our unbeaten run. We're going to be talking about the top four race and what this result could do to the top four race. We're going to be talking about my XIR play. And of course, we're going to be doing an opposition review and a prediction. So let's get straight into this live preview of the big Manchester derby. It's a massive game. The question is it the biggest game of the season? Now, I said at the end of that game was a big game. This is a big game. Is it the biggest game of the season? It probably is. Not only is it the Manchester derby, a City ground, which is always going to be a very, very big game, just because of the stature and the rivalry, and just because it's a derby. You know, every Man United fan wants to win it. Every City fan wants to win it. You know, it's one of the biggest games there is in England. If not the biggest, probably just behind the Man United-Liverpool rivalry. But this is definitely a very big game, the Manchester derby. Then you've got Pep and Jose. You know, they've always had their little bit of a problem. You know, they're going to be playing each other again, going ahead against each other again. And obviously, it's also a massive game in terms of the top four. This is probably Manchester United's biggest game of the season. Probably not. I think if United were to lose this game, we would still be 3 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. So if we win that game in hand, we're level on points with Liverpool going into the last 5 games of the season. And we're going into that last 5 games of the season just hoping that Liverpool slip up and we get the thing. So I wouldn't say it's season defining, because I think we could still lose this game and still have a very good chance of still getting in the top 4. So it's not quite season defining. Massive impact from where Manchester United finished, Manchester City finish, and also have a massive impact to where Liverpool finish, even though they're not in the game. I think it's going to be a really, really difficult game for Manchester United, but I don't think any United fan should fear that big of Manchester City, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. So yeah, it's a massive game. I wouldn't quite say it's season defining, because it's, you know, at the end of the day we can still get top 4 if we lose, not get top 4 if we win, and at the end of the day we still got the Europa League. So it is a big game, but not quite season defining. So Anthony Martial played very well against Burnley, got a goal, assist, man of the match performance. It was just brilliant. You know, he made them good runs as well. To course, Burnley, it will be key tomorrow. I hope he starts. I mean, there's been questions: does he start? Does he not start? Jose Mourinho's not really had the faith in him. I think this game would be brilliant for him. I think you go with Martial, Rashford. I think Lingard would be good for this sort of game. We need pace up front, because I do believe that that's where City's problems are. I do think Man City's weak spot in this team is 100% the defence. Without a shadow of doubt, defence is definitely their problem for Manchester City and their goalkeeper. So I think that's where we've got to expose. That's where we've got to go there and got to play football. We're going to, you know, last year when we went to the Etihad, we won 1-0 from that Marcus Rashford goal, you might remember. We dominated them in terms of in that area in the first half. You know, we should have had a penalty in that. And the reason was because they couldn't deal with Rashford's pace. They couldn't deal with Lingard's pace. And that is what we've got to do tomorrow as well. Another thing we've got to talk about is Ibrahimovic. Now, obviously, if you fan, or even if you're not a Manchester United fan, you've probably known and aware that he has done some ligaments in his knee, 2 ligaments, in fact, in his knee, which is a bit frustrating. So, yeah, good luck to him, and hopefully he'll get well soon. It's a massive miss for Manchester United. No, sorry, it's a miss for Manchester United, but is it a massive miss? I think it is a miss, because he's got clutch goals this season. I mean, just look at the EFL Cup final. He scored 2 goals, great free kick, and then the winner to win us the EFL Cup. Without him on that day, would we have won the EFL Cup? I think probably not. So he is a massive miss, but at the same time, I do think he is keeping Manchester United back in terms of exploring and exploiting the youth of Marcus Rashford. Jesse Lingard, well, not Jesse Lingard, but Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial. I do think Wayne Rooney's not getting as many opportunities as he should be, because let's face it, it's probably going to be his last season. I'd like him to go out with a bang, scoring goals like he did against Burnley the other day. I wouldn't say he's as big of a massive miss, because at the end of the day, we still have Rashford, we still have Martial. They've stepped up, they've scored goals when he's not been there, and he has missed a lot. And when I say a lot of chances which realistically you'd expect him to put in. But you know, I thought he was really poor in the Anderlecht game. Realistically, he should have been taken off before he should have. Sorry, but at the end of the day, for me, I think it's a miss, but not a massive miss. But I think for this type of game, it's actually good not to have Ibrahimovic available, because I do think actually this game does not suit Ibrahimovic at all, because he does slow the game down. Where today, for tomorrow, we need a lot of pace. On 23 games unbeaten in the league, you know, we've not lost since that 4-0 defeat to Chelsea in October. That's brilliant. 23 games in the Premier League undefeated. Also, if we win or draw tomorrow, then we'll make that 24, and I believe that will see us match up our record of 24 games unbeaten in the 2009-2010 season, I think it was, or 2010-2011, one of them seasons. So, you know, great thing to get there. You know, brilliant bit of achievement that would be. The only problem is 10 of them have been draws, and that has really stopped us from mounting a serious title charge. If it can just fix up the home draws, then who knows, we might end up winning the league next season. Top 4 race, I do think that, yeah, top 4 race. I think we can still very much get top 4 if we win this game. If we lose this game, if we win the game, we might still not get top 4. If we lose this game, we can still get top 4. So as I said, it's not season defining, but it is massive. And if we do get top 4, so if we win, we actually get into the top 4. You know, we've not been in the top 4 for so long. We've been sick for, well, we were sick for about 4 or 5 months, weren't we? And you know what I mean? Like, the top 4, it feels a bit weird because we've not been in that top 4 for such a long time. Don't get me wrong, I don't think top 4 is a great achievement for a club like Manchester United, but in the first season when we've had problems, I don't think that's too bad at all, especially with the sort of countless draws we've had at home. But as I said, if we win this game, we do go into the top 4. In fact, if we win the game 3-0, which is unlikely away at the Etihad, but we will actually go third. But the fact is, you know, it's a massive, massive game, chance to get into the top 4. No enough, we will win tomorrow and then end up bottoming it against Swansea on Sunday. But it is a massive game. I think if we win it, we go 4th. We'll be 2 points ahead of City, same amount of games played, and we'll be game in hand. So massive, massive opportunity for us there to end up finishing in the top 4. If we draw it, then it's the same situation, just we put a point closer to Liverpool with an extra game in hand. So still a draw would not be a bad result. A defeat, though, would probably put us away from City a bit more. 4 points probably not going to happen. So it's going to have to be between us and Liverpool. So that's why I'm saying a loss wouldn't be the end of the world. But if we can try and avoid defeat, I think that would be a massive, massive. And that would be quite good, yeah. I do think that would be quite good. Anyway, sorry about that. We're going to go now onto my starting X9. Let me just get it up quickly. So this is the team I like Manchester United to play for our game against Manchester City tomorrow. So this is the team I like us to play. David De Gea in goal. Obviously, I think Romero's had a good season when he played, but for me, I think it's a no-brainer. De Gea starts in goal. Luke Shaw at left back didn't play the other day. I hope that's because he was resting him. As the 2 centre backs, and Antonio Valencia didn't play the other day as well. I hope that's because he's been rested for this game. So that's my back 4. Then Herrera and Carrick as the holding players with Pogba just in front. Now there's been a little bit of talk that Pogba's not going to be fit for the game. I don't really believe that. I do think Pogba will be available. So I'm going to go with Herrera, Carrick, Pogba just in front. Martial, Mkhitaryan in the wings, Rashford up top. That's the team I think we'll go with. To be honest with you, the only thing I think might be different is maybe Jose Mourinho go Lingard over Martial, just because in form-wise Lingard's probably in better form. But for me, I like that to be the team. Hopefully that is the team as well. As I said, I hope that is the team. So it will be quite interesting to see what he puts out, because obviously he has been putting out Ashley Young recently and Matteo Darmian as well at left back, which is a bit odd for a right back. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully the team he puts out tomorrow will do a job. Now, obviously the opposition, Manchester City, we don't need to talk too much about them like we did with Rostov, because we do know a lot about them. They lost their game against Arsenal in the semi-final at Wembley of the FA Cup on Sunday, playing 120 minutes, which is good because obviously we played 120 minutes against Anderlecht, so it sort of equates a little bit. You know, I think they're going to be going into the game incredibly frustrated, incredibly down. They're going to have probably quite low confidence, and that will probably play to Manchester United's hands because they're not going to be as confident maybe for this game, and maybe that could be something we exploit. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, Manchester City, they have quality and they will punish you. They punished us at the game at Old Trafford earlier in the season, but also we beat them in the EFL Cup. In terms of the danger men for Manchester United, I think Gabriel Jesus, if he is back, I don't think he will be, but if he is, he's definitely a danger. Sergio Aguero also as well, he's a danger man. Kevin De Bruyne, and one of the players who I do think is really good for Manchester City is Leroy Sané. I think he could cause a problem. In terms of where we can try and definitely John Stones at the back, Claudio Bravo, and if they've got Claudio Bravo, just shoot anywhere, literally just shoot, because he's not a great goalkeeper. But yeah, that's going to sum it up for my review today. It's a breathtaking match, Pep versus Jota, and a chance for Manchester United to go into the top four. My prediction for the game, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think, yeah, that's sort of sitting on the fence. I think City can win it. I think United can win it. I think it could be a draw. I think realistically a draw would suit Manchester United better than City. I think we want to win the game, but I don't want to lose the game, especially Man City. They will not want to lose this game. So I think a draw is probably where it's going to go, and I think it'll be a 1-1 draw tomorrow. But let's hope we can get the 3 points. I'm not usually that confident going to the SCA because I've got a very, very good home record, but who knows? Hopefully we'll get the victory. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you for the match review tomorrow night or Friday morning. I'm not sure when it'll be, but yeah, check it out the channel then.